In the year 1843, Anderson, the greatest fairy tale writer in the world, wrote a story about a nightingale with the remote China as its background. The nightingale lived in the largest garden in the world. Its melodious singing usually reminded people of a mother's kiss. It even moved the emperor to tears. But it was envied by some people and was later evicted from the country. Years later, beside the dying bed of the emperor, the beautiful singing was sung again. There it was, driving away the king of terrors with its song. It is said the nightingale is the most beautiful creature of all. And this story was adapted into a Peking opera by a German. In any country and any place, we can't find another art that boasts so many fans and enthusiasts. There are tens of millions of Peking opera fans in China, even by the most conservative calculation. What's the cultural connotation of this dazzling Chinese opera? Facial makeup is a unique language in Peking opera. These brightly colored, grotesquely patterned face paintings have rich historical backgrounds. It reflects the ethics, wisdom, and philosophy of Chinese traditional culture, and is used as an important way to indicate the role's character and morality.
是咱们中国戏曲当中最有特色的一种面部化妆的艺术。它是通过这种化妆呢，是来体现人的人物、性格、年龄、气质。尤其是经常看戏曲的，这人物只要一出来，他就知道这个人物是忠啊，是奸呐，是个好人，是个坏人呐，基本就能分出。
There are some common practices in the facial makeup, such as the red for braveness and loyalty, black for uprightness, white for cunning and craftiness, blue for valor and power, yellow for insidiousness and cruelness, and green for stubbornness and stalwartness. The facial makeup patterns are usually based on folklores or literature, such as the main character in the famous novel, Xi Yu Zhe, or Pilgrim to the West. The Monkey King was naughty and witty, so its facial makeup is a monkey face with golden eyes and Buddhism beads on its forehead. And Guan Yu, the character in the novel, San Guo Yan Yi, or The Three Kingdoms, was described as red-faced, long, up-bended-eyed. Thus his stage image is always crimson-faced, and the legend has it that Bao Zheng, the quintessence of just judge in China, was once a god in the heaven, so there is a crescent on his forehead. And Li Kui, the character in Shui Hu, or By the Water Margin, was nicknamed Black Whirlwind, and this trait was represented by a spiral pattern on his facial makeup in dramas. The facial makeup's wide employment in Peking opera is instrumental to stir awe from the spectators. It stretches the distance between the daily life and the stage stories. Facial makeup is the pith of Chinese culture and plays an indispensable role in the Peking Opera. From the viewpoint of the world drama history, Chinese classic drama is listed together with the tragicomic of ancient Greek, Sanskrit drama of ancient India, as the three ancient drama genres in the world. Chinese Peking opera is comparably young, with a mere 200 years history. They have different representations, yet both the same connotation: to maintain the nobility of the drama, to exhibit a healthful, exuberant, lofty, and ideal life, and make it the mental pabulum for people. It's incredible that the Peking Opera was originated from the local drama of Anhui in South China. It happened in the year 1790. Emperor Qianlong of Qing dynasty ordered several Anhui opera troupes to show for his 80 years birthday ceremony. These opera troupes arrived in Beijing and settled down there ever since. They took up the Beijing accent and integrated the popular drama there, such as the Hanxi drama, Kunchu opera, Jinqing opera, into their own and formed a new one, the Peking Opera. It won wide recognition and favor among the people and finally became the national opera. With its rich repertoire and high-quality performance, it became the most widespread and influential opera in China. The Peking Opera uses musical dialogues and orchestral actions to tell daily life. 4 methods are employed: singing, dialogue, acting, and martial acts. They represent the splendid and glorious achievements in Chinese culture, music, dancing, and elevate the ordinary life to an art enjoyment and a philosophy of life.
京剧的唱腔的形成也是综合艺术，它是综合了中州的徽汉等等等等的地方戏这个杂腔小调等等等等的这个来综合形昆曲，包括昆曲这样综合形成的。所以呢，它的调式也非常丰富。外国的一些朋友们可能听起来觉得不懂，一句话能唱老长老长，实际上呢，那也是一种技巧，是京剧特色。它展示的是音乐美、韵律的美，更多的是抒发人的内心的那点情感。
Nianbai, the spoken part of Peking opera, is a special language form. It is musical and rhymed, and usually goes with the lyrics and tunes. Acting is to show the body movement in an orchestic way. The common acts in daily life are artistically processed and showed via the hand gestures, eye expressions, body movements, and walking steps to portray the personality and the temperaments of the characters. These body movements are purposely exaggerated to show the tension of the opera and the mood fluctuation of the characters.
唱面做，我们说了3了，打呢，顾名思义呢，就说我也讲过，它是从武术吸引过来的，借鉴武术，实际上呢是把武蹈化、美化，啊，也可以说是，这个在舞台上它是一种表演，它并不是一种冲突，哎，它把它就打出艺术、打出美来了。 这就是京剧。
Life is exaggerated in Peking Opera. Instead of using props, many symbolic actions are used to represent actions, such as opening, closing the door, horse riding, rowing, mountain climbing, or river crossing. All characters would be dressed in performance robes and have facial makeup year-round. This method helps to create many characters and scenes on the stage, such as red-faced Guan Yu, horse driving, and rowing on the empty stage. The Peking Opera won the imperial family's favor since its inception. The imperial stage in the Summer Palace, west to the Beijing city, was built for the 60th birthday celebration of Empress Cixi in 1892. It cost 3 years and 35,500 kilograms of silver. With its complex construction, genius design, and grand scale, it can be used both for water shows and drama shows, and is the largest and oldest stage existing today. This stage once witnessed many anecdotes of the royal family. The imperial family members not only listened, sung the Peking Opera, sometimes they even played guest actors on the stage. Scholar Zhu Desheng once recorded in his book, "What I Saw and Hear in 30 Years." Whenever the Empress Cixi was there to enjoy the opera, the emperor must dress up in the drama suit and step on the stage from the entrance to walk one circle in the actor's step as a gesture of respect for the empress. The Crown Prince was an opera enthusiast too. He can pinpoint the instrument's band error on the spot. Sometimes he even went so far as to demonstrate clapper and huqin fiddle playing for them on the stage in person. Tan Xinpei, the most famous Peking opera actor at the time, even overshadowed Emperor Guangxu. He won Empress Cixi's favor by his consummate performance and was conferred as a court official. Support from the imperial family helped the Peking Opera to be the head of the operas. At the same time, the Peking Opera also won a wide spread in the masses. This young opera prospered quickly. Tea houses with opera stages mushroomed in big cities such as Beijing, Shanghai, and Tianjin. They became the main places for the opera show. Later, it spread to the countryside with many opera troupes and grew popular among the peasants too. These operas exert a subtler influence on their daily life. Most of their morality, ethic and religion concept, history knowledge originated from the opera. The Chinese has an old saying that the stage is a small world, whilst the world is a grand stage. From this aspect, Peking Opera is a condensed Chinese cultural history. With the flourishing development of the Peking Opera, it became more and more elegant and noble. The role division grew complicated and many performance styles sprung up. This is a blossoming garden whose beauty is too splendid to take in one time. The actors' persistent pursuing of the performance art and in-depth research finally created a batch of genius. Their popularity would never be next to the stars of today. Actors as Tan Xinpei, Wang Xiaolong, Yu Shuai, Mei Lanfang, Yang Xiaolu, Ma Lianning, and Zhao Xinfang are reputed as the art masters in China. In Chinese history, the female roles in Peking Opera were usually played by good-looking men with melting voices. The most renowned are the four female characters. They are Mei Lanfang, Shang Xiaoyuan, Chen Yanchu, and Guo Huisheng. Before them, the Peking Opera was monopolized by the man's story. Female played only by the supporting roles. But these four art masters changed this. From then on, female characters began to take the center stage. Some performance schools were even named after them. These four actors had ingenious creativity. They avoided the shortcoming in the female role's performance, that is, to integrate dancing and martial arts into the performance and paying more attention on the actor's facial expression and body movement. This helped to create more lovely and smart female images on the stage. They also pursued different singing styles as their trademarks. Gui Fei Zu Ju, or the Drunken Concubine, is the representative piece of Mei Lanfang. This drama tells the story of young Yu Huan, the favorite concubine of Emperor Tang Ming Huang. It happened in the 6th century. One day, they had set to drink in the flower pavilion to appreciate the moonlight. But the concubine waited and waited. The emperor didn't show up. The eunuch told her that the emperor had gone to the other concubine's palace instead. The concubine was so disappointed that she drank alone to disperse her unhappiness. As a male actor, Mei Lanfang's female playing is amazing. During the period from 1919 to 1935, he went abroad 4 times to perform in Japan, America, and Russia. His performance didn't put forward the modernization of Chinese traditional culture, but it levied such a deep impression on the top artists in the world that it initiated a renovation in the world theatre.
所以他们就对京剧的这种既抽象又现实的这种东西，他们非常仰慕，而且他说这种东西我们应该学的，他就觉得我父亲演的这个戏跟他的表演的手法，就是一种艺术体系。所以现在世界3大体系，斯丹尼斯拉夫这个一个体系，布莱希特德国的一个体系，梅兰芳表演艺术体系。3大体系在世界上是承认的嘛。
Chinese Peking Opera is also unique in its martial arts. With the background, quick drum beat and music, the actors maneuver all kinds of Chinese ancient weapons with agileness and vigor. They jump, move, skip, turn, somersault, creating many awe-inspiring stunts on the stage. Ge Jiaotian was the lead in the martial arts performance in South China. He was reputed as the reincarnation of Wu Song, the famous hero who had killed the tiger barehandedly. Gao Jiaotian had created many martial skills himself, such as the lute playing scene in the opera Heaven and Earth Loop, the lute playing in the fight between 4 Buddha's warriors and the Monkey King, etc. These performance masters also created a flexible and humorous monkey drama based on the monkey boxing. The martial art in Peking Opera is the dance form of Kung Fu. Waist and leg-based acrobatics, such as kicking and waist swinging, are basic skills in martial act performance. Somersault is used to indicate the fierce fighting on the stage. It includes actions such as falling to the ground, rolling, jumping and springing. These actions are performed with different parts of the body and are usually practiced on the carpet. Thus it is called carpet show. Props such as swords, knives, axes, hooks and sticks are also instrumental to show the pitched fight. All these interweave to be a dazzling show. Props such as swords, knives, axes, hooks and sticks are also instrumental to show the pitched fight. All these interweave to be a dazzling show. Stylized gestures are also widely employed to convey special meanings. Handkerchiefs can be used to set off the dramatic atmosphere. Hat wing flapping and beard fingering are both helpful to indicate the character's inner world activities. Hair swinging for grief, indignation, or the panic. Long sleeve waving for agitation, agony, and other moods. The two pheasant tail feathers on the helm can be vibrated to indicate the frivolousness and perkiness of the character. All these skills are combined to form the colossal performance system of Peking Opera. Peking Opera's influence is palpable in the ballad, folklore, and pop song in Beijing. This is another morning in Beijing. It begins all the same in all seasons and all weathers.